All right, so we get this question asked every day from people like, what's the ideal diet? And the reality is it's a very difficult question to answer because you have to break it down into a couple steps. So one is the ideal diet is first inclusive of all the essential nutrients that you need. So things like protein, things like fats, carbs, micronutrients, fiber, water. So first thing we have to say is what's the ideal diet need to contain? So that's the first thing we would do is make sure that you get all of the essential nutrients. The second thing is the ideal diet is going to be where you are at that time. So, am I traveling on a hockey tournament? Am I in my regular home? Am I on vacation? So that ideal diet can change all the time. And so the ideal diet actually, I think, doesn't really exist. It's because it's ever changing. Your goals are changing. Your daily nutrient requirements are changing. Your physical activity changes. So I think for me, the first place to start with the ideal diet is just to make sure, do you get enough of the essentials? So do you get enough essential amino acids, essential fatty acids, essential water, essential fiber, and essential micronutrients? First, include everything. Then we just have to manipulate based on what your goals are and where you are. That would be the ideal way to plan it out. One of the common feedbacks that we get from clients after they have started changing around their diet is they have more energy, which means they have the better capacity to be a better parent. They become better at work and they feel more vital. So they actually get more stuff done in a day, right? Other aspects are they see that their brain, their clarity, their focus, they're able to get things done at a faster pace. So something that might take them 2, 3, 4, 5 hours before now takes them 2 hours, right? So the ability for them to actually get stuff done becomes better. And most important, their sleep improves. So they say that they're waking up feeling more recovered, they're sleeping throughout the night. So overall, once you start to take care of your health in terms of food, because reality is food, that's why we always tell people is that food affects every aspect of your day. It's going to affect your energy, it's going to affect your mood, it's going to affect your brain function, it's going to affect your digestion, it's going to affect your hormones, it's going to affect your sleep, it's going to affect your performance, your body composition, and your blood work. So if we get all of the nutrition in check and it becomes more consistent, remember that when your nutrition is consistent, in general, you'll have a more consistent day. Other aspects that will improve by you changing around your nutrition will be every part, because once we change the function, then all of our clients tell us they can achieve anything they want with the rest of their goals that are in the rest of their life. Once we start to change their nutrition, they find that they can achieve all of their other goals that they've set for themselves once they start to improve their health. And you read any personal development book, the first thing they say is get your health in check. Right? So at the end of the day, if you want to achieve goals, at some point your health is going to need to come with you. When you eat better, you have more energy, you have more clarity and focus. And I think that, is that the diet that helped you, or is that the fact that you have a coach who are you talking to who's helping you organize one aspect of your nutrition, which then translates into other areas? Because once you start to, let's say you never had a coach before. Once you start to work with a coach, they start to give you little marks to kind of hit. They give you an organization, they give you a plan, they give you a structure. You're someone to talk to. You have someone to help organize your thoughts. And I think that that's why majority of people don't succeed on their own. They keep saying they know what to do, but the reality is that the coach structures it in a way that helps them build momentum and gets them going in the right directions and has conversations around what the goals are and because I meet with a lot of people and a lot of the things that they're telling me are also emotional based, aren't really true, have no data collection behind them. They've never organized how they're going to structure their eating systems. Whenever you start to work with a coach, you'll have planning, strategizing, organizing sessions, talk to them, talk to your concerns. They'll map out, they'll give you analogies, they'll keep you on track, they'll remind you what the focus is. And that's something that I think is invaluable, right? So like someone like me, I've had a business coach for 4 years. And I think that, I've gone through different ones. I didn't stay with one. I've gone through 4 different ones. And each one taught me something new. And they helped me with reorganization using where I was at that specific capacity of my business or my personal development. And I think that's why when I tell people about what's the ideal diet, I think it's the same thing as everything has to be broken down into chapters. Where are you right now? That's the ideal diet that you can handle mentally, emotionally, physically, and where your body is. That's what we need to focus on. There is no ideal diet. And I think that that's the biggest thing that people get confused with. And I think that if you have some type of coaching system that works with you, I think it helps. And I think that a lot of people who are able to do it on their own either had coaches on the side, they've done sports, they've done different types of, they've had some level of success in something else. And now they've taken all those steps, all those universal principles, and they've brought it to nutrition. And that's why they're able to do it alone, because they've had already pre-existing coaching and they're just taking that system of what they've learned and bringing it to somewhere else. And so I think that if you've never worked with a coach or you've never been to that next level in some type of activity or sport, it makes it difficult to be able to map out where you need to go. And here's the interesting part: even those athletes that we think about all have had 3, 4, 5 coaches that support them. So, I think coaching is very undervalued. And I think that you're right. I think the soft skills that you get from having a structure, from having organizations, from having goals, from having discussions, from breaking things down and keeping you on track are very important, because you can take that one system, whoever coach you work with and you get along with, there's a system and approach that if you can take that to something else, you'll learn more soft skills towards that. So I think one of the common things that a lot of people will say to us is, I'm just too busy, I'm just too busy. The issue is that if you're truly busy, and this is just based on our experience of working with people, is I always believe that if you're too busy, you actually don't have time to eat like garbage. And people will say, oh, I'm just too busy, I'm just too busy, I can't eat good food, it's too hard, it's too this, I'm just too stressed. I said, I think personally, from what clients have told me, and even my own journey in nutrition, you're just not busy enough. Because if you truly were busy and goal-oriented, you would not have time to feel like a 0 on 10. And a majority of our clients that walk through our door feel like a 5 on 10. That means if you owned a business, you would be operating at 50%. So if you say you're too stressed, you're too busy, you don't have time to eat good food, you don't have time, it's like, well, wait a second. So I actually think, my personal opinion, is you're just not busy enough. When you wait and you're too busy, but then at that point, you either have to take time off work or you need to give 100% effort, which you don't got in the tank because you don't have the gasoline or the endurance to do. And so I was just with a client the other day and we were talking about this. I'm like, you're actually in a really good spot right now because you only need about 15 to 20% more effort per meal, and you're going to get all of your essential nutrients into your diet. So you're really close. And she goes, yeah, I felt like I was getting there and I feel like I'm sliding towards a 5 on 10 of energy. She came in at 6.5. And I'm like, yeah, we're only about another 10 to 15% effort. But when people say to me, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too stressed, I'm like, I get it. I understand it. So then why don't you take the step back, get a coach, get someone who's put steps together for you in terms of building you back up, let go of the ego instead of trying to do this massive program change that you don't have the capacity to do because you need 100% effort. And I think that whenever we're speaking to our clients is that they'll say, Harry, this was really easy. I said, no, it wasn't. It was really easy. Yeah, because you let go of your ego, you let go of your emotion. We found out what your starting point is. We found out what you're eating. We found out what your tolerance for change was, and we just made a couple steps and we build you up, we have conversations, and we keep moving forward. And I think that you're too stressed, you're too busy, I get it. The problem is, I believe, my personal opinion, you're not busy enough because you're okay operating at a 4 on 10, yet your day is too busy. Yet our clients are coming in telling us that they could never operate the way they did before with the new levels of stress they're going at because they now feel like a 9 on 10 and they're actually getting somewhere. So, we were just out for dinner with somebody as a team and someone was telling me that. I'm like, I just don't think you're busy enough. And he's like, holy cow. It was just a different mindset and a different flip of just saying, hey, maybe you're not busy enough. That's why you feel like you can get away eating garbage and not feeling optimal because you're just not busy enough and you're easy going through those steps and patterns that you're used to. But if you actually are busy and you eat better quality food, you'll notice a significant difference in your energy. And that is something that all of our clients will tell you. They will write that. I'm positive they'll back me up on that by saying, when you eat better food, you will get better output. And I think that's important combination. That's an important connection to make, sorry.